Hello, welcome back. It's Noe. As you can see, we have a really long video ahead of us today. So lay down, sit back, and let's enjoy this journey together. I have a glass of water here so that my throat doesn't get sore as I speak for 15 minutes straight. Let's hope I can do this. You know how much of a challenge it is for me to speak non-stop. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I want to say before we begin with the meaning and the behind the scenes of the process of this piece is that this was truly a challenge for me. Maybe you've noticed, but the size of this drawing is like twice the size of my usual pieces, which are made in A4 paper, and this is A3, so like two A4s together. Therefore, I couldn't use my desk easel. I have to grab this table and draw in it, so it was also a pain in the neck, literally and figuratively. My back begged me to stop drawing like this with my head hanging down on the desk, but I had no choice. It was also really complicated to draw so many people inside a drawing. This might be a big piece, but the reality is that the characters inside this piece are quite small. Therefore, I also struggle with my sight, to get really close to the paper to actually take a look at the details in their faces, because like the size of their heads are the same size as my thumb, so you can imagine how small the features are. I struggled so much with the noses, the eyes, the lips, the ears. So this piece in general was a challenge on itself, every single aspect of it. So let's begin with the process of this drawing. I named this piece the Orchestray, Rise of the Stray Harmony. It's quite a, I think it's quite of a fancy name. I think this piece deserved a really godlike title, and that's how I came up with the Orchestray. Like orchestra, but instead of orchestra, it's Orchestray, because this is Stray Kids. Something I now realize I didn't mention. We are drawing Stray Kids. I think this is the first time I'm ever drawing a group together in one single drawing. I've done series of drawings of one group, but never all of them together in one single piece. So this is very new to me, and I think I did quite a good job. But yeah, the Orchestray, so like we had that Y at the end. I wanted to give it a fun title because these boys are known for their wordplay in songs, so I had to do that justice for them. And then the rise of the stray harmony. The rise, I guess that's because they are rising above the clouds in the sky. And well, harmony, you will see why this is called Rise of the Stray Harmony. The idea was born one night that I was here in my desk, and I was feeling kind of ambitious because I wanted to draw Stray Kids, but I couldn't choose which member to draw next. I already drew Han, I drew Mina last, and I was like, damn, who do I draw next? And my ambition got the best of me. And I thought, okay, let's draw them all together. What's the worst thing that can happen? But I had an issue. How was I going to draw them all together in a single drawing? I wasn't going to draw them like just the 8 of them there. It had to be something quirky, something fancy, like my usual pieces, right? So I sat down and thought, okay, how could I represent Stray Kids in one single drawing. And that's how I started, looking for references. I tried to think of groups of things that come in eights, like in groups of 8. But it's quite difficult because not a lot of things come in eights. You have things that come in pairs of 2, 3, 5, but 8 is quite a random number. So I had trouble with that. And as I was going from idea to idea, I came across musical notes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. And I was like, but wait, notes are 7, unless you count the next do at the end, which is the next scale, I guess. And I was like, but those are 7, and Stray Kids are 8, right? But then I thought, but someone must have created the musical notes, right? Someone had to come up with the idea of the names. And since Bangchan is the leader, and also somehow the creator of this group, because he was the one that picked up the members from the Survivor show, I think. He's kind of the creator here, right? And I thought, how about we kind of represent Stray Kids with the creation of the musical notes, as if he was creating a harmony, a symphony, And that's how this piece was born. I think it's quite funny how it started as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, and ended up with this. So there began my research, and I learned that the creator of this scale that we know today of do, re, mi, the names, they were created by Guido of Arezzo. I hope I am pronouncing that right. But basically he was a music theorist and also a teacher, I believe. And his students had a hard time learning the different pitches, the pitch for when they had to sing. And he found out a way to make them learn the pitch. So there's this song called like Hymn to Saint John or something, and the beginning of each verse has, the pitch of do, re, mi. And the name do, re, mi actually comes from the lyrics. So the first bit of the verses is what gives the name to our scale of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. Actually, do used to be ut. I don't know how you pronounce that, but he changed it to do because ut was kind of difficult to pronounce. So I'm going to read you what the song says. Clearly, I cannot read Latin, so I'm going to read you the English translation of it, and I'm going to put the actual lyrics here on top. So, it says, so that your servants may, with loosened voices, resound the wonders of your deeds. Clean the guilt from our stained lips, O Saint John. And that's how do, re, mi was created. That's how I kind of merged the idea of Bangchan and Guido of Arezzo together to make the creation of Stray Kids. Amazing, right? And since we are talking about creation, the rise of, I think the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of creation as an artist is the creation of Adam. That really infamous piece by Michelangelo. So I thought I could give this drawing a religious vibe to it, a Christian vibe, like the frescoes in churches in Europe, That's how the whole aesthetic of it came to my mind. And of course, I had to give Bangchan the role of God. Since he's the creator, he must be the God, right? Like, as opposed to the original piece of the creation of Adam, in which, the pose of Bangchan is actually Adam and not God. In this case, he is God. And well, Lino would be like the Adam, but he's not Adam because we are not talking about Adam and Eve today. That's for another time. So we can say that Bangchan is actually the representation of Guido of Arezzo. He's the creator of these musical notes. And the musical notes are his kids, the stray kids. So each of them, except, well, Bangchan, of course, each of them represents a musical note. So we have Lino, who, for instance, will be Do. Then we have Changbin, who would be Re, and so on and so forth, until we reach the top with Ayin, which is a reference also to Magne on top. Yes, absolutely incredible. And I thought it was really cool to actually put the God and the creator at the bottom, as in a way to represent his humbleness. Because, usually there's a hierarchy in pieces like this in which the God is in the middle or at the top, as to convey the idea that he has more power. But in this case, Bangchan is at the bottom, kind of like letting his kids flow to the top, Really humble of him, thank you. And to top it off, I had to add their Esquissu characters somehow. So I added them in the form of angels, because a Christian painting is not finished without the presence of God knows how many angels looking around. So from the top left, we begin with Wolfchan going to Libid, Dweki. Then we have the pair down there, which is Jineret and Hankoka. Then we have Bokari. Then we have Papiem and Foxini at the top right. They all have like the representative ears, the blush in the faces if they have. Well, Bokari doesn't have ears, so I added the freckles. Although Bokari doesn't have freckles, but Felix does. In the case of Jineret, I added the little whiskers. Cute. Here you're going to see me signing the drawing. Always remember to sign and date your work. But we are not done here yet. No. We have the frame. Because this drawing was too epic. How could I not make a frame to it to give it more of a royal fancy look, right? So I grabbed some cardboard from work. I asked my supervisor, hey, can I bring this home? And he was like, yeah, of course. And I have golden spray paint. So I started working on a round frame. And well, of course, I added the silhouettes of the heads of the Esquissu characters all throughout the frame in the same order as the drawing. And then at the top, let's say I tried, because it looks kind of terrible, but it's supposed to be the compass in the elastic, the nachimbong, or however you pronounce that. It's supposed to be the compass, right? But yeah, I think the piece in general was a success. I feel very proud of myself for how it turned out. Really proud of myself for the concept as well that I came up with. I hope I was able to give you even a tiny glimpse of my mind as I worked on this concept, going from Doremi to this whole concept of creation. All of the poses and references were taken from actual paintings and frescoes in churches, and actual paintings of this kind. This is like a cheap replica in graphite pencil. But I hope I was able to give Stray Kids a good representation, I guess. I really wanted to convey their personalities and their roles in the group with this particular drawing, and kind of like summarize them as artists in one single piece. And I think I kind of slayed. I mean, I'm very proud of myself for this, so I think I deserved to think I slayed. But yeah, this whole thing took me about 3 weeks, 22 days, 21 days to be exact. So 21 days of walking non-stop to make this piece absolutely perfect to show you. I also think that the camera doesn't make it justice, because I have it here right now in front of me and it looks majestic. I hope I was able to show you this piece in person, because you will be able to see all of the details that the camera doesn't show. But yeah, I hope you appreciated this journey of learning the behind the scenes of the concept of this piece. But as always, you are free to interpret this in your favorite way. You are, of course, able to let me know what you think about this piece, what you interpreted this piece as. Art is free. You can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, this is my take on what this piece means. You, of course, can give it your own personal meaning to it. And I will gladly read you or listen to you if you want to let me know. But yeah. Oh my god, this doesn't end. I'm still talking here. Let's drink some water. Let's take a break. ASMR. Okay. Here you're going to be able to see the final piece. Looks really good, right? Well. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, wait, no, I said that terribly. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.